Oh yeah, she's locked in pretty. Gonna take her up now. Flip her. Bring her right down here. Well, hey folks, FatGuyFliesRC. All right, we're going to take up my very beat up and hanger rashed all over F-86 80mm Skyblazer here.
Retracts deployed.
Now I'm missing the gear door there because it ripped off so many times. The hinges are so messed up, I just didn't want to replace it anymore. Finally found my tanks in the van cave, so we're going to fly with the tanks on. And this is the first time flying on the IX-14. I had to completely set the model up again, so hopefully I got it done right. Right, left, up, down, right, left. Got an 8-channel Spectrum receiver in there. 4-minute timer, high rates. And AS3X is on right now. KM model afterburner side there, and a 4900 SMC high voltage pack in there. Alrighty.
Starting the time over.
It's windy. Whew. I do have a satellite also for the transmitter. And I got the speed brakes and landing flaps separated. And that extra 8-channel I have for the nose wheel gyro steering. Alright, don't need flaps today. This is by far one of the best sounding EDFs out there as far as 80mm. This has a wonderful, deep, throaty sort of sound. Oh yeah, she's locked in pretty. Gonna take her up now. Flip her. Bring her right down here. Gonna take her up again. Beautiful plane. Such a great sound.
Tracks deployed. Time remaining 3 minutes. Landing flaps. Speed brake full.
All right. Almost kept her on a runway.
Speed brake put away.
Beautiful flying jet. Man, is it windy. Gosh. Bless you, honey. One of the most beautiful jets I own. You just don't get too close to her. Her hanger rash is pretty severe. But that's mainly just because I got so many planes. They all kind of ride on each other and rest on each other and lean up against each other. And all right, let's try a no flap takeoff. Well, we didn't do flaps takeoff last time, but let's take off again, and we don't need flaps to take off. But she does carry a little bit of weight, so I did use some flaps for landing. Gear up. Beautiful plane.
Time remaining 2 minutes.
Into the wind. Man, she sounds so good.
Retracts deployed.
All right, we're going to do a gear pass here. Gear is down.
Landing flaps. Speed brake full.
All right, there we go. Yeah, that was a great combination. Air brake, or speed brake and landing flaps. Slowed her right down. And I know you're saying, well, you don't fly very long. I don't want to push my batteries. And be honest, people's attention spans don't last that long watching planes lots of times, and so I try to keep my flights down under 5 minutes if I can. And jets, they're going to be 3 or 4 minutes anyways. Don't have reverse thrust. The plane has a reverse thrust equipped with it, but I wanted to use the nose wheel gyro, but you have to have an open channel for that reverse thrust because it's not the ESC, it's the actual physical line. And I wanted to use the speed brake separately. So that's the speed brake. I have on my C switch, and then I have my regular flaps on my D switch. That way I could hit them both if I need to slow down really quick. I can hit them both and take them both back up again. All right, let's go over our flying rates, and then we'll go over the AS3X settings. Okay. What? Oh, okay. All right. You want me to? Okay. Yeah, she says stand back here. That way she can focus on the stuff. Okay. The actual flying rates were, my high rates were ailerons 100%, 30% expo. Elevator 125% with 35% expo, and rudder 100% with 30% expo. Okay. Now my flap systems, which I did use my flaps. You saw my speed brake. I just got 2 stages. There's no rates other than I slowed it down to 1 second deployment. Because I didn't want it out instant. I wanted to be fairly close to the way the flaps came out. Now the flap systems are neat because there is no mix needed. Flaps up 100%, no mix. Takeoff flaps 20%, no mix. Landing negative 30% with no mix. So that's cool there. All right, now let's talk about our AS3X programming. Make sure your throttle's off. The gyro settings, the AS3X settings I just flew in, that I just used, 40, 50, and 60 on roll, pitch, and yaw. I had them up all the way. Priority, all at 100 on roll, pitch, and yaw. Heading I did nothing with. Stop lock, all at 50 on roll, pitch, and yaw. Nothing with release rate. I didn't use the release rate, didn't change it from the default. And one-time gains on that. Now let's check our battery and we'll go over CG. You can see my shirt. Gives you an indication of the wind right now. But I had a guy here at the club, and I've also had a viewer say the same thing. How they can tell when it's too windy? When it blows their hat off. When it blows their hat off, it's too windy. All right, according to this, I had 1 minute and 6 seconds on a 4-minute timer. There goes my audio, just dropped. You're like, what was that? What was that? All right, one thing you need to remember with these F-86s, and this is I don't call it a design flaw, it's just really the way it is. The hatch the little push button for the hatch doesn't have a very long pin, and the hatch will come off fairly easily. They need to have a little bit more beefier of a hatch pin, but that's just me. If you make sure it's good and secure, it shouldn't be a problem. To show you my, autofocus now? To show you my setup, that's where I've got the 4900 about, I don't know, about 1.5 inches in from the front. And I've got the default straps there. Let's check the battery. I'm saying about maybe 40% left. Maybe a little less, maybe a little more. I don't know, we'll see. Oh, 53%. And it's 3.8, 3.8, 3.8, 3.8, 3.8, 3.8, 3.8 per cell. 53% lift. So I definitely could have flown the full 4 minutes. For such a powerful plane, she's fairly efficient. So anything 4,900, 5,200, you can get a full 4 minutes of flying easily out of that. Have a satellite for the 8-channel Spectrum receiver. And there you go. CG on the plane. I don't have the actual numbers in my head, but I have it on the plane. Basically, where the back of the hatch goes, if you run your finger, to give you a landmark, if you run your finger straight down the panel line from the very back of the hatch and then go back maybe a 1/4 inch. So straight back about a 1/4 inch, that's where CG. There's 2 plastic doublers that you can feel through the decal, and it's on either side of that plastic doubler there. So let's check our CG. I like checking CG with the gear down, like she's going to land. That's when it's most important anyways. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And with this kind of a jet, this kind of plane, this kind of more of a traditional type straight out wing, well, I mean, it's a little bit of a delta wing. Perfectly level is fine. Perfectly level. This little antenna can easily slide out and be taken off if you want to. The tanks just slide in if you want to make it a little more clean. Like I said, there's also a gear door that normally would be here, but mine has ripped off so many times I got tired of trying to replace it. So there you go. Ran an SMC pack, also a KM model afterburner in there, and this is one beautiful flying, great sounding F-86. God bless y'all. Honey, thank you for filming, and don't forget that we'll be doing some camera roll footage of the plane sitting here after the video, so enjoy that, and God bless y'all. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.